Hi Libra, okay, welcome to the channel. This is one of the most exciting forms of readings for me to do, which is past life readings. I absolutely love them because, while it is so exciting when we look at the future, you know, I feel that the balance or a lot of the value in who we are and a lot of the lessons and the foundation and the groundwork of who we are lies in, you know now when I'm talking about going forward now, not just where we are right now, but what has brought us to where we are right now. There's such incredible value um into having an understanding of what is our energy pattern. And so that is what a past life reading is really about. What is the journey of your soul been up until this point? Because when you understand what the journey of your soul has been, really from the beginning of time up until now, then where you go forward becomes sort of obvious. All right. um, it's basically an understanding um, why the soul chose to incarnate into human form, you know, repeatedly. What was the value behind that? All right. So first of all, I'm going to give you something a little bit extra that I haven't given the other air signs that I read for Aquarius and Gemini. I'll show you when I draw your cards. But somehow when I was clearing the cards, there were two cards that were just jumping out, and another deck called me. So I thought, let's give the Libras a little bit extra. I think you always give all that little bit of extra to the world, that it's almost like in an energetic way. Myself with my higher self, called Smile, the collective consciousness that I channel. They were like, let's reflect to them who they are. They always give that little bit of extra. Let's give them a little bit of extra too, in order to get the balance, the equilibrium. All right. So if you have been at my channel before, welcome back. And if you don't know me, my name is Adrian. I'm a holistic wellness practitioner, and I'm in the beautiful Cape Town of South Africa. The motherland. Which I think is such a funny term, but okay, I accept it. And then yeah, so you're more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. If if it resonates with your heart, you're more than welcome to do so. I've got a reading coming out every week for all the different zodiac signs. I had to mix it up last week, but I like giving every sign their own little reading. And yeah, if you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram, the links are down below. Also, for past life regression itself in the hypnosis form, I made like a video, two actually, and I'm putting the links for you down below if you're interested in that sort of thing. I am a regression hypnosis practitioner who does sessions online as well as in person. So, either way, sometimes people come and see me in person and I pack them full of crystals, or I have sessions with people on the other side of the world, and they come back with tears in their eyes and they make beautiful progress in their life. And I'm not saying that to boast or anything like that. For me, it is such a privilege to be able to contribute to the greatest good in such a way, and I'm so grateful. And of course, as anybody else, I've gone through my own trials and tribulations, which brought me to where I am. But now I'm able to give, and I love it. Okay, so with the Angel Oracle cards, I was shuffling them, and this card just jumped out. It says, "Let go of the past." So along with the other oracles, I'm going to keep that for the end of the reading. I'm just going to draw you two more oracles, and this is the additional deck that I'm using, which is like it focuses very much on your life path, really, giving you guidance. Look at that card popping around there. Let's put it like that. Did you all see that? Just went like kind of like a matrix type of vibe, right? All right, so just gonna draw these, and if it's safe for you to relax, we're just gonna connect in our heart space when I'm done selecting this card, so that the reading can serve you in abundantly positive ways. Okay. I'm just gonna, oh, okay. All flying, all flying, all flying. There's one that ended up in my hand. I'm not going to look what it is. I'm going to show you all, and I'm going to see at the end of the reading. And I'm so curious now. I'm like, why did I do this to myself? Okay. All right. So let's just put this over here. I'm so curious now. Take a nice deep breath in. Connecting in our heart space. Release. Connecting in peace. Okay. Let's use some of my energy cleansing spray, which is Palo Santo, and some crystals. Me, you, they, everywhere. Serving the greatest good of all, and it's based on my crystal elixir that I created, which you can also add in your drinking water, called Unlimited Potential. All right, so I'm going to tell you all now why I was speaking about the motherland. So same as with the other signs, I'm starting with a crystal oracle card, but again, you know, I have to tell you guys, this is so amazing. So I was shuffling the deck, this card fell out, and then I was shuffling it again, and the card fell out again. And I thought, you know what? That's a card for Libra. It's one of the most beautiful crystals, really. Skullite, sorry, and it says peace. Yeah. This is such a gentle sort of crystal, really. And when you use it in crystal healing, and I also use it quite often when we're having interaction with the soul plane. Are you coming inside? Hello! Leo the cat has joined us. Hello, baby. Hello. Are you going to say hi? No? All crazy again today. So, Skullite is one of those crystals that, you know, sometimes when in a regression hypnosis session, you go to the soul plane and you get to experience all this beauty around. And of course, I always work with we work hand in hand with the soul, or with your higher self, or you can also just call it your subconscious mind. Would you like me to add a crystal to give you more clarity about what's happening at the moment? And sometimes, the soul says yes, and sometimes the soul says no. All right. And if it says yes, you put Skullite in there, and it brings in this really peaceful, calming sort of energy. It's like you're giving your soul a rest. It's like ice cold water on an extremely hot day. It is just amazing. And remember, Libra, that this is the energy that you naturally bring to this world. This is the energy that when I'm drawing this card, because obviously I didn't explain to you now because it was kind of like, pre-decided by itself that it wants to be in there. As this cat, I do apologize, can't decide where it wants to be. Isn't it amazing how cats can just run your life and you love them for it? Oh, wow. My little ginger love and light boy. And totally off track now. But Libra, this is the energy of who you are. This is the card that I would have drawn to determine what is the energy that you just naturally bring to this world. Sort of like your soul's reason for incarnation, your contribution to the greatest good of all. All right? And for you, it is by often being able to see things more clearly than others. Okay? Where sometimes others see no problem, you will see a catastrophe in the making. So, you've got to do something about this or say something about this. And, of course, sometimes people will be like, oh, these Libras, they are such conspiracy theorists. But it's really just because you can see clarity where a lot of people sometimes may not see it. All right. And of course, through the many lifetimes that you had, what your soul would have done is to, and this is such an amazing, and I actually want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for for that contribution that benefit not only the world but my experience of life. How you are that soul that incarnate again and again and again into that very brave sort of energy, that Libra energy. Um, because a lot of people sometimes think that peace is something that comes easily, but I think all of us know that in the world that we live today, peace is something that everybody is chasing. Everybody wants peace, but they don't know how to get it, how to achieve it. It's like chasing a pie in the sky. All right. Um, and what Libra comes in, and this is obviously for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, this reading. So if you're not a Libra specifically, but you've got very strong Libra in your chart as well, I assume, well, I maybe really shouldn't assume, but I'm pretty sure that if you're brought to this reading, because it's a timeless reading, whenever you see it, that your soul brought you here, all right, for this knowledge, that it's sometimes because it's so difficult to explain it and to maintain it, you had through the lifetimes, you had to be the one who came in with that energy to portray it, to shine it. Okay. And it's not always easy. It can be one of the most difficult things to do. So amazing, really amazing, radiating that natural sort of beauty and love and light. Because when people speak about love and light, this is the energy that they're talking about, that harmony and eternal sort of peaceful energy that we so easily lose sight of in the world sometimes. Okay. So these cards are created by a lady called Robin Ann Pollard, who's a Cape Town, South Africa. That's why I was talking about the motherland. Yeah. Okay. Let's just... Alright. Cards are flying, cards are flying, cards are flying. This is way too many cards. I'm going to take the first one that came out, and then I'm just going to keep on shuffling. What do we have for Libra? Yep. Oh. The soul part of Libra is just so beautiful, and I look at it in these cards again, and my heart just swells with gratitude and love and joy, and thank you. Okay, so we've got abundance first, number 10 there, abundance, community, loss, sort of like contradiction, being a little bit contrived there, also known as Five of Swords, and radiance. Okay, so just looking at these before we draw some clarifiers for you, Libra, and before we end off with the oracles, that from the as the unique soul that you are, the knowledge that you carry through, your agreement really for why your soul goes through the lifetimes that it goes through, the lessons that it learned, the timekeeper for the energy that it is. It's also with this card being number 10, it's understanding that, first of all, abundance is an ever unfolding process. That when you get sort of stuck at a point that, sometimes in life, for all of us, we get to a place and it feels very safe, and then we don't want to move on from there. We want to stay there. Because it feels good, because it feels safe. But life, of course, is an ever unfolding process, and when you stay where you are, and you don't want to move on, you refuse to move on, you do actually fall behind, because life expands around you and expands outwards and outwards. Now, Libra understands this naturally. They understand that in order to live the full abundance of life, the full experience of life, For whatever makes you happy, for that even to continue making you happy, you have to, merge with the flow. If you say, I'm not going to move, as many of us do, then you get stuck and you start feeling unhappy. So, for those of you Libras will obviously attest, and for those of you that are not Libra, that knows Libras, they can be very fidgety sometimes. They are somewhere, and um, it seems like a very good space. It seems like a very happy space. They've got no reason to move. Boom, up and leave. There they go. And they're like, why? It's because you understand on a soul level, as you've always understood through this lifetime and your previous lifetimes, that life is an ever-evolving journey. That no matter where you go, happiness will always find you, as long as you understand that happiness is an inside job. It is within you, So it doesn't matter where you go, that you can attract it to you, the same way a magnet attracts, steel. That is something that Libras just somehow understand, that you are the one attracting the light to you, where a lot of us sometimes want the light to attract us to it. You understand that we are the ones that are attracting the light. We are the magnet, and that is sort of the knowledge that you carry through the ages, and what you remind others of, that abundance is an inside job, and with community, that it is what brings everything together. All right. So abundance is what brings everything together. But the one part that Libra has that you remind us so beautifully of is that the abundance that brings everything together, that abundance itself, that energy, it comes from within us. You can't find it out there. All right. And so therefore it is safe to move on from here to there and from here to there, because as you move, even if when you sort of lose your path or your way or your direction, instead of then going haywire and starting to look for it outside, you understand that it is about going inwards. And that is the knowledge that you are coming to remind us of. And I appreciate that so much. Okay? And sometimes our souls are all, as I always say, walking each other home. And so sometimes the only way for, Libra to communicate with the rest of us, with the other zodiacs, as we communicate in our unique ways, sometimes the only way for Libra to communicate is by actually, on a soul level, to maintain that beautiful peace and that harmony and that ongoing balance. And I really think that for Libra, that those balancing scales are like the most perfect sort of symbol, because sometimes for the greater good, you have to, on a soul level, realize that you have to place yourself in that sort of position of not having, of not achieving or experiencing, and often in a materialistic way. Because when you can place yourself in that, as you do, in order to communicate your ancient knowledge that you've always carried with you, sometimes, especially I find in our life today, you will often agree to go into the space of loss, of lack, of limitation, to portray to others right after that radiance, how you can shine with not having, how you can shine through the lack and the limitation from within, and then attract to you. Okay? sometimes it has to be demonstrated. Okay. So I drew 3 cards here for you. There's that 5 of Swords again, which is the same as this card. Okay. But we are clarifying the abundance card, this ongoing pattern, this flow, your role in the universe of your soul. So the 5 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Okay. So when it comes to the abundance, the ongoing, if you want to call it lesson really, or your contribution, is to show others sometimes how it is sometimes about just releasing and letting go, starting over, that you get everything that it is that your heart desires. And that is such a beautiful lesson. Okay, that is such a beautiful lesson. But also be mindful of not, very important for you, Libra, is to always practice tremendous amounts of self-love. Okay, tremendous amounts of reminding yourself that you are number one in your own life and in this own world, because otherwise you can so easily lose the plot sometimes. Okay, gonna draw one more card here. There we go. Beautiful. What? Okay, sure. All right. Okay, so the community there with the Judgment card. So a lot of times as a Libra, you might be accused of being a know-it-all, thinking that you know better, and you usually do. you usually do, I remember one of my personal friends, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lady, true Libra at heart, and she was my manager back in the day when I was a waiter. And sometimes I would question her decisions, I'll be like, oh. But then in retrospect, when I sat down and thought about it, I could see what she was doing. And that is the magical part about the Libra, because they are so fair towards everybody and they see the whole picture so much and what is going to bring it together, that even if you don't understand their decisions, they are okay with not being, well, not 100%, but to a fair degree, they are okay with not always being liked, because they can see so beautifully, understand so beautifully where everybody's coming from. Whilst you could feel this person's completely misunderstanding you, they're actually understanding you completely. Okay, beautiful. Last there with the Chariot card. Okay, just a very powerful reminder that even though sometimes, because the thing about Libra is, you are so almost in a sense passionate about helping everyone, that it might be experienced by you on a life level, almost as desperate. You want to help everyone, A reminder there with the Chariot card that when you apply on a continual basis and find a way to not forget, to keep that balance in your own life, instead of then trying to continuously show others, or through almost desperate sort of examples, when you can have that ongoing balance flow within your own life, embrace all of who you are and shine that outwards, then there's such a powerful lesson that you can teach the world from a stronger sort of platform. So what I really mean by that is, when you can allow the true beauty of who you are to shine through, and you don't try to sort of filter that, okay? So you just really unapologetically shine. You shine with all your might and your radiance and your sort of beauty that you're born with. By shining like that, you will remind others of who they are. Then you don't have to go through these low sort of points where you almost sort of the one that suffers. So in a sense, it's almost like you can resolve everybody's problems for them except your own. Okay? But when you can flip that switch and you say, okay, let me first get my life going all the way. So it's like a beautiful roller coaster or whatever, in the positive sense of a roller coaster, and show others, then first of all, they will just easily follow you because you're like this natural teacher, like a natural born leader, So when you can just radiantly shine, you don't need to try and make people sort of, you wouldn't have to go to extreme desperate measures in order for them to pay attention to the beautiful lessons that you have to learn, because they will come to you willingly. Okay. Radiance, it is clarified there by the Devil in reverse, the Emperor, and the Death card. Okay. And look at what's on top of the reading here, the Hermit. Be patient with the world. All of them haven't quite caught up to you. So when you shine from that radiance, then you don't have to, with the Devil there in reverse, then you don't, in order to fulfill your soul purpose, then you don't have to sort of be the one that suffers and lose out in the end. Okay? If you can go into that mindset, sort of like the more you focus on you and the more you win, the more you are able to help others actually win. You get that? So the more you focus on you and your soul path and attracting to you and portraying in your own life the incredible abundance and possibility that you can see in others and in the world, the more you can kind of portray that from within your own life. The more you're able to teach others by example. Okay? And remember, people normally listen by example more. That's when you step into the true sort of empress strength of yours. And there with the Death card, that is how you not only go to greater avenues of life yourself, but how you also help others experience that, when you live that beautiful experience of life and you say it is delicious, and you understand that as a soul having a human being experience, you can help many others by pointing them towards the light, but it's up to them to choose to follow that light or to immerse that light within them. Okay? You can show them the way. It's like a horse. You can bring it to the water, but you can't make it drink. Alrighty, so let's see. Crystal Oracle for you. Let go of the past. The burden of carting your past around has made you weary. Okay? Live in the moment, be in the now. Dear one, it's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want it and you don't need it, and it is now gone. Okay? I know that sometimes you can feel very responsible for others because that is just the natural beauty of who you are. But when you can understand that you can be there so much for those who want you to be there for them, and for the ones who are not quite yet ready, leaving them to their own devices, that way you shine the magic to everyone. Okay. Vast vistas. Expand your horizons. Okay. Knowing that you can do so much more, first of all, when you keep the focus on you. When the focus maintains on you. Okay? Can't save the world. It's not as if you need anyone. And on the back of this card it says, for as long as you wish to keep them in your life, whoever, and I would add to that, whatever they may be, understanding them and understanding it, as opposed to changing them, will gladly improve the chances that they'll wish to keep you in their life. On the other hand, you're pretty much stuck with me, the universe. Okay? So if people want to be in your life, let them be there, by all means, because you already have such a welcoming heart. But if they choose, maybe for now, not to be there, release them with peace and love, understanding that maybe they need to go. Something I always say is that, when it comes to like what we, for example, call the dark night of the soul, when you sometimes need to go to those deep parts that you need to experience life, sometimes by trying to withhold someone from the dark, or always trying to be them for them and to cushion their life, we withhold them from their own dark night of the soul, which is necessary for their own step of evolution forwards. Next time when they realize or going forward that they welcome you back in again, then you'll be there. Okay, what is the surprise card I want to see? One ring circus. Okay, you've got all the magic within you. You are the magic. You've always been and you forever will be. Namaste, love and light. May the reading serve you in abundantly positive ways. Remember, you're welcome to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Links down below. I do go live on Facebook quite often, as much as I can, and put like daily motivations on Instagram. If you want that sort of positivity in your life. And if you want to have a personal detailed reading, $12 for 30 minutes downloadable reading. And if it resonates with your heart, beautiful souls, feel more than welcome to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you know when your weekly reading comes out. May all this positive in this world be with you for now and for always. Namaste.